On the far right, my man Kenny Holt. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, homie. Hanging in there, staying alive, baby.
Doing good. Friday night vibes. In the middle, Terrence Watson, my man. How you doing?
Yo, I'm just ready for WrestleMania. Can we start it tonight? Like, can we get
Nah,
there
buddy.
already?
4 weeks,
What I'm
bro.
saying?
4 more weeks, man.
Bring the Rock back. You know what I mean? Let's find out who the third guy is.
The Rocks is doing Moana 3, maybe. I don't know.
Or fast
You
or left.
know, Red 1, 2. I don't know. Fast 13. Some
Yo,
shit like that.
I can't wait until Fast and the Furious crosses over with Jurassic Park.
Oh, boy.
And the Rock is in that and somehow drives a car off of
Yeah.
Into a T-Rex, that'd be
or
great.
into a T-Rex. I'm either way, off of one, into one. I'm with it. Just let's get it.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Kenny Holt can be found on Twitter at Cowabunga_K_E_N. My man Terrence Watson in the middle, Lower East Scribe, Rainer J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ, podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Most importantly, go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. We had like 500 subscribers about a month ago. We're like at 515 now, so it's going up. Slow burn, but it's very important for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are doing this live Friday night following Smackdown, so if you are watching us on YouTube or X, hit us up in the chat. Any questions, comments, feedback you might have from Smackdown tonight, Raw from Monday, anything as it pertains to WrestleMania. So with Terrence being on the West Coast, SmackDown has not officially is airing live now from the beginning in Portland, wherever he's at, right? So he's seen it from the very beginning. He does not know what happened on SmackDown. Only Kenny and I know what happened on SmackDown because we live in New York. So Terrence,
catch me up to speed, bro.
All right. So contract signing, CM Punk, Reigns, Seth Rollins. That was the finale of SmackDown. They all come out, they talk their shit. Roman comes out, Seth comes out, and kind of feel a certain way to Roman about. Roman talks about this is all mine. This is happening because of me, and Seth feels a certain way. Like it just anyway. We had that. Punk comes out, right? Punk sits down. Roman's like, "Yo, but bro, hurry up, man. We're on TV. We live. Hurry the shit up."
Yeah, trolling like
Paul Heyman comes to the side of CM Punk. He kneels down and tells him, because Punk is looking through the contract, and Heyman says, "Whatever you're looking for, it's in there." So I'm like, "Oh," so I'm like, "Okay." So then Heyman says, "You're gonna main event the show. You're gonna main event WrestleMania. You are now officially a WrestleMania main eventer." And Punk is showing real tears. Like he's tearing up, with the emotion, with the Academy Award performance.
Yeah.
And Seth is like being a hater. No, this is bullshit, man. He's hating, true hater rate coming out from Seth Rollins. He don't deserve this. I blame Roman Reigns. I blame Paul Heyman. Punk, telling the crowd, thank you. Roman said, yo, bro, you should be thanking me, bro. Without me, you ain't a main event. So Punk said, yo, thank you, my tribal chief. Thank you, Big Dog. You Big Dog? He called him Big Dog. So he thanks Roman. Punk goes to sign it. But he tells Paul Heyman, this ain't the favor I'm looking for.
Oh.
Then he walks off, and boom, SmackDown ends. So officially, Triple Threat WrestleMania main event.
Okay.
Presumably night one main event. But still, that's not the favor Punk is looking for from Paul Heyman. So now it's like, damn, all right, he's in the main event. What could be, the favor? Now, before Terrence, I think Kenny chimes in, or whoever want to chime in. SmackDown is in Chicago next week. So I'm thinking, should they or will they have like Punk and Paul on the microphone next week? And because it is Chicago, you want that reaction.
Yeah.
Do they or should they announce what the favor is, what Punk's favor should, like what does he want? And Paul has like until WrestleMania to deliver it. then you go to Mania, and then we'll see what happens? Or do you think they should wait until WrestleMania to kind of like let the world know what that Punk's favorite should be? I'm only saying that because the Raw SmackDown is in Chicago next week, and you want that Raw reaction.
I think it's gonna be, Punk's. I think almost to what you said, Randy. Punk's gonna come out. He's gonna draw his crowd in. Hometown boy, Chicago. I think Heyman's gonna come in.
You're
Heyman's gonna come in, and
Yeah.
they're probably gonna discuss. Probably Paul's going to reason with Punk, like, what more is it that you want? Perhaps this favor you're speaking out of context, where Punk's gonna remind them, like, hey, you asked me to help you during War Games. You asked me to help you, so I held my end of the bargain to help your tribal chief.
Yeah.
Help. So now I said I needed a favor. I just didn't tell you when. Paul's gonna feel torn, like, this is causing friction between me and Roman. And with that, probably Roman might come out and might look at him another way, like, what is it that you're doing with him so much so?
So real quick, so Terrence, very important before Kenny continues. Once Punk said that, like they said the favor I'm looking for, Paul Heyman, you see him say like, damn it. Like he probably knows what the favor is.
Yeah.
But like Punk, bro, you gotta chill out, bro. Like we ain't doing the shit right now, kind of vibe. So I'm assuming he knows what it could be or what it should be. So he says like fuck, I thought you gonna fucking forget. No, Punk's not forgetting. So that's why I'm asking, when should they pull the trigger or what the favor should be? Because listen, you still got 4 weeks until Mania. It's like you have a lot of time. You really want to wait until Mania to pull the trigger, or now, you know what, Paul? The favor is I want from you at WrestleMania is this, and now you got 3 weeks to figure this shit out. And now you have 3 weeks of television for more like dramatics. What does Roman think? What does Seth Rollins think? What is Paul Heyman thinking about? So yeah. But unless you do it at WrestleMania.
Man, I mean, for one, thank both of you for giving me the recap. Now I know what's going on.
I'm ready, Kyle. The European crowd is cool for a bit, but I don't think they delivered as much as I thought they would with the reactions. On like a PLE, like Backlash in Puerto Rico and stuff like that. This whole swing just overall kind of fuck the time up when we do the podcast and everything. Yeah. So it's weird. So I can't wait until they come back to.
I'm also tired of them booing Bianca Belair. I'm over that. Like,
word.
What's that about?
Yo, I don't. We know, but nah. Come on, bro.
She's not a heel. You know what I mean? They boo her everywhere. I don't understand it.
Damn, that's crazy.
And let's just show the hell out on that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bianca Belair. But wait, I do want to thank you for that, Ice. I'm all the way with you. So I have a prediction of what I think.
Prediction or spoiler?
Well, I'm not quite as wise as the wise man, so I don't exactly have.
I hear you.
Spoiler, but
okay, what we got?
Prediction. I think CM Punk is going to ask Paul Heyman to be in his corner at WrestleMania. Now, if that's what he asked for, right? Would y'all want him to reveal that, or would it just be like, because if he does, that could be a cool little, side story of like, now Paul Heyman has a choice to make. Do I honor that favor, or do I stick with my tribal chief? They're both Paul Heyman guys. You know what I mean? Like, so that if that is the favor, Randy, I'd want to either reveal it next week or in the coming weeks before, so that when we get to Mania and he walks out with whoever he walks out with, it just adds to the like tension of the match.
So just to walk him out to WrestleMania, or like, hey, WrestleMania and going further, I want you to totally leave Roman Reigns and come fuck with me again, because we family first. It was me and you before you got down with Roman. So like, hey, yeah, WrestleMania is cool. Nah, I want you to come with me, come back home. Could be that way.
I mean, I think it could go either way, right? Because let's say CM Punk is like, okay, I climbed this mountain. I've headlined WrestleMania. I've main evented WrestleMania.
That's right.
I need Paul Heyman in my corner to go after one more title run. You know what I mean? Like, so you're very right. That could be the way that they swing it. I also kind of want to see Roman as like, I don't want to say like a Lone Ranger because he's always going to be like the tribal chief, but it would be interesting to see him now as his own mouthpiece, right? Like he's kind of established himself as who Roman Reigns is, so he doesn't exactly need Paul Heyman the way he did, pre-pandemic, right? Like, like now we know who he is and he's on the mic and he's himself. So, it would be kind of cool and it would just add some more tension at the top. And I'm all for that. So that would be fun.
Kenny, what do you think?
I'm interested. I'm liking it to see what happens. Possibly, I think for my stand, I think Heyman might come out. It might be a stipulation, like the favor might be based off a stipulation, and for whatever case, we might see Heyman might join forces with Punk, or maybe, in my mind, maybe what if
Seth?
he has to claim Punk as his tribal chief, just to real mess with Roman, like, that might be that favor, even though that might really tell, like, you're my Punk chief or Punk tribal chief.
My Chicago chief.
Oh, nah, chill.
Oh boy.
Now that's wild. I don't know, but
why is that wild?
Nah, but I think
yes, I am your punk. I am your punk tribal. I am your punk chief. That would sound crazy.
But I think it might be some way. It might be some sort of stipulation. Only if this favor will be in fruition if this happens. If this happens, some tide happens. It has to be like. I feel like with Heyman and Punk, like, as much as their history, and now that Punk is like more older with it, he's almost maybe on the same wavelength as Paul, so it's all business wise.
Yeah.
So this could be something said with Word and Bond, and with them, they've already had it. So this could be something that could really be a big game changer within the stipulation.
I'd love to see a cinematic video of Paul and Punk reveal the favor, as opposed to just going on the ring, do a promo, and I mean, yeah, because that's how they did the War Games Survivor Series. They all sat down in the room, and maybe, could be. To Terrence's point, you want to see Roman be a little vulnerable, think. Second guess what Paul might do. Like, are you gonna go with? Are you can go back with him? Like me and you, the last 5 years, man. We on top of the world, bro. Bloodline. You don't leave me for him. Like, you want that kind of dialogue, that kind of storytelling for the next 3 weeks. Because if you end that right now, then it's like, all right, match made, your main event. All right, now what do you do? What do you do for the next couple of Smackdowns, knowing that it's the main event, Punk's main event? What do you do now? They're not doing no tag match. They're not doing no one-on-ones. It's the story. You got to keep driving. And I think the next element of the story is telling the world to Paul Heyman, hey, this is my favorite, man. You gonna do it or not? And let Roman second guess his whole shit. The only question mark is that could Paul leave Roman, but not to go with Punk, but does he go with Seth? Because I think Seth is a major wild card too. Seth is a major. I thought before I saw tonight, Seth is gonna win this match. I'm thinking like, damn, hold up. Maybe not. But if he does, could it be Paul saying no to both? I'm thinking Paul will be going back with Punk. Everything's been forward. Brock, Punk, Roman. The next guy, does he go backwards when Punk is already established like that? We had our run. You could rekindle that, sure, but why not try something different and go with Seth Rollins? Because now you don't know what a Seth Rollins and a Paul Heyman connection might be. He don't need to be the mouthpiece for Seth can talk his ass off. But you want to see Roman by himself, one, and then Punk like, damn, man, the favor I wanted, you went to him. What the fuck was that? They won't do it. So it's like you're either gonna get Punk with Paul or Seth is gonna win.
Shoot, Roman only trusts his Heyman because he's dealing with his history. He only trusts Heyman, so that will be a big blow, and it will be good within the next few weeks to see Roman like you said, be vulnerable, break down. The only person he really trusts now, he was like, yo, I can't trust you because I can't trust nobody. Now he really will be alone and start over from scratch. So,
and plus you got to factor in if Paul signs, if Paul goes with Punk, he's not. I don't think he'll do something like, oh, he brought in brass knuckles to the ring to help Punk. Like he'll just align himself with Punk.
Yeah.
He won't hit Roman. He won't put a fucking chair in the ring, and he ain't doing all that. It's just like, what are you doing, bro? You walking over here? You walking with me? And I think that could be a great way to end off night one. Just like, what is Paul Heyman going to do at the end of the night? At the beginning, is he walking out with Roman? He ain't there. He don't walk out with Punk. He might get his own fucking entrance. He walking by himself. But now he just be in the corner like, damn, what is Heyman going to do when the whole shit is over? So I think that's a different element you can provide for that match. But I mean, listen, Punk gets his I did have it too. Punk gets his main event. I saw 2 stats earlier, and I figured, hey, this is incredible. Roman Reigns. This will be Roman's 10th WrestleMania main event and his 6th in a row. So 10. You go back to Brock with 31, Hunter 32, Taker 33, Brock 34, Daniel Bryan and Edge 37, Brock 38, Cody 39, Cody and Seth night 1 at 40, Cody again 40 night 2, and then Seth Punk 41 night 1.
He's on a LeBron level run. Like this guy's Hall of Famer. He might be on Mount Rushmore. It might not be crazy to say, he's insane. This guy's nuts.
Bro, 10 WrestleManias, bro. Like, what do you think of WrestleMania? You probably think, oh yeah, Hogan probably did it. Stone Cold might have did it. The Rock probably did it. They're like nowhere. Shawn, Bret, Taker. They're nowhere near Roman. Roman got 10.
Yeah,
and he got 6 in a row.
Yeah, you can't hold to when you want to hold to the nostalgia, like the people from we grew up with. Like, of course they're great, but the number speaks for itself. You cannot argue with those. You can't hold those back. I mean, 10 WrestleManias, let alone, come on, when Roman was those 5 years, every WrestleMania headline. It was also phenomenal too. So those were some phenomenal matches. You can't hold that. So you right. T's right. You might have to just do some shuffling, like regarding to like all-time greats, WrestleMania greats. I would say you got Taker. I would give Taker. You probably give Hunter. I would give it to Cena, and then Roman Reigns.
Bro, not even John Cena has 10 WrestleMania main events. He's probably like 6, 7. Talk about John fucking Cena here.
Yeah.
And that record, Roman is 6-3 in the main event of WrestleMania.
Wait,
wow!
Because this will be his 10th.
In the main event.
This one will be his 10th. You're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, he might be the new Mr. WrestleMania.
Honestly,
I know that's your boy, and Shawn Michaels, that's your boy.
As someone who is a Kobe fan fanatic,
that's right.
I very much still admit that Michael Jordan, in my opinion, is the best player of all time. Kobe's my favorite, and if I'd argue top 5 of all time, but I can also understand and comprehend that doesn't make him necessarily the greatest. So in that same vein, if I'm looking at someone and we're talking about the numbers and we're looking at 10 WrestleManias, yes, Mr. WrestleMania is my favorite of all time. And right now, he still got that mantle. But once it's all said and done for Roman, mind you, this isn't the last WrestleMania he's going to be in.
Yeah.
Just think about how many more he might have left in him. and how many more that means he might headline.
Yeah,
Like, that's crazy.
and he's got a better record at Mania than Shawn.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
Like Shawn might have lost, but that's the one match you recall from every WrestleMania that he was in. Yeah, Shawn took an L, but yo, bro, that was the best match, man.
right. He didn't even
Yeah.
win the first ladder match, but it
No.
doesn't matter. Like, you know
It
what I
don't
mean?
matter.
Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hold up. Kyle, in the vein of the War Games video, Cody, Roman, Bad Blood. So I'm guessing, from this point with the cinematic, in the same vein of like a War Games, Cody, Roman, Bad Blood. Oh, in the stadium.
Yeah, like when they went
In
to
G-Tech.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
I
was
think
cool.
I think
did like that
the reveal should be. Listen, hey, whether it's a video, cinematic, or in the ring, I like it to be outside the ring. I think everything does not have to be inside a ring for a promo. If this is what you can do, then go ahead and do it. I'm signing off on that.
There was something you said though, Randy, that I really liked, and I was thinking too, where I don't think Paul Heyman comes out with either Roman or CM Punk if that is the favorite.
Yeah,
I think he comes out a little bit like we all know how emotive he is. He's gonna come out a little bit confused. He's gonna come out a little bit like torn, and he's gonna probably root for both of them, which neither one of them is gonna like. That might set up a way for Seth to maybe steal a win because they're a little bit too distracted. Who knows?
I'm
But
thinking like, bro, what else
tension,
could it be,
you know?
man? What else could that favorite be if it's not that? It can't. And I might be talking way crazy here, but like if the favorite's not to manage me, walk out with me, be my manager from now on, you gotta think some out of space shit. Like, all right, I might be in a main event on Saturday. Can you somehow get me a title shot following the Cody Cena match at night 2? It's like how the New Year's Revolution was when Cena won the match, but then McMahon came out, hey, this night not over, Edge, boom, come out. Like, let's say Cena does win, right? Or Cody win, whoever. But their night is not over. The favor is I'm getting my fucking championship match at WrestleMania the night after if I win this match on Saturday. If it ain't shit like that, then I'm cool with the favor being Paul aligning up with Punk. But it's like, is that really it? For me to fuck with y'all at War Games, just to have you manage me, it's cool. It's cool. But there's something else, like, yo, something else got to give. Put me in the main event again at night 2, following Cody and John Cena.
Oh wait, yo, I like that. Let's unpack it a little bit more.
Okay.
What always follows WrestleMania that everybody's always excited for?
The Raw after Mania.
Raw.
What if he said, "Help me get a title match"? The Raw after Mania, because he already is going to have his moment, and I don't know if they'll want to like impede on Cena's moment, right? Like he's probably going to win,
Yeah.
right? So what if the favor was help me get a title shot? The Raw after Mania, people will go crazy. I go crazy, right now, and I'm like thinking like how crazy I would go. That's fun. I'd love to see that. The Raw after Mania always matters, and we always know that, right? Like, so what could be bigger than that? John Cena versus CM Punk.
Because listen, and then you got Backlash following in St. Louis, so they can go multiple of ways. Whether you get Orton because he's from St. Louis, Orton he kicked off Smackdown with Cody, the promo, like, yo, he said like, yo, bro, I love you, I'm proud of you for where you at now, for where you at before. It's you changed the business, you left, you came back, but don't think I ain't coming for title number 15, bro. Don't think I ain't coming for that, because I got 14 now. I'm going for 15. I'll keep it a buck. So he put Cody, you my guy. But as long as you have that strap, I'm coming for you. So he made it known. Watch out. So maybe Backlash could be Orton and Cody. Maybe not. Maybe it could be Cena and Orton.
That's if Cody wins, though.
I don't think Cody's walking out of Vegas with that belt.
Is it too obvious? Like at this point, does it feel too obvious and maybe Cena doesn't win somehow?
Unless
Then what's the point of doing a heel turn?
They gotta pull something.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it like, yo, is it like, because it feels like, okay, like there's no way he can lose.
Mm-hmm.
This is Cody's moment to drop the belt, get a month or two off, right? But maybe that's too easy.
Something will have to give in Chicago. Like it would
Like a lot of shenanigans.
Something has to show. Like you're like, yo, is Cena like the Cena like, yo, the heel Cena that we want? Is he gonna finally talk back to Cody? Like, are we gonna see The Rock's involvement? Some type of video montage or something?
They got Monday. This Raw's in London on Monday. That's the final time you can see
London, then
John.
Something.
Yo, did y'all see that clip real quick before we move on?
Yeah.
There was a clip of McIntyre, Drew McIntyre talking like he was on a pod, and somebody said something around, I don't know how they found this out, but they said, oh, there's rumors that you'll have like a big role or something to do with The Rock. That's a pretty big involvement.
Yeah.
And he kind of just laughed and nodded, and they were like, can you tell us about it? And he said, absolutely not. What if he's the third guy, and like maybe that's part of the story that we get for the next 3 weeks, or maybe somehow he interferes at WrestleMania. I don't know, but I don't hate that.
We got some tension, him joining with a new faction.
So Drew helps John win and costs Cody the title at Mania.
Yeah,
maybe by doing so, like he gets his world heavy back, like something like that. Like who knows? I don't know. I just if that's the rumor, and he kind of smirked, he was almost on something like, how do you know that? You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, what does that mean? And we know there's another person, at least one more. So.
Also, speaking of main events, I did see, although this is Roman's 10th, this is Seth Rollins' third main event. Yep. So what? Last year, and then this year, and I guess accounting the cash in at 31.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Shalimar, Roman has the Mania run because the talent isn't top heavy. You agree?
Let's see. Roman,
for him to be in a main event that nobody else could take him off that spot because the talent isn't or wasn't top heavy. So in the time frame of Roman being main event, there is Brock, there is Cena, there is Hunter, there's Seth Rollins, there's
Drew
McIntyre, there was Edge, there was Daniel Bryan, KO. There's even KO got a main event twice in this time frame with Stone Cold in the tag match. Uso is main evented. I mean, does he have a point? It's not top heavy as far as talent to main, and obviously Cody later on. But
I think it's a little bit of maybe both, because the way I interpret this is like maybe people were tired of, like, let's say the front half, right? Like when Roman first started to main event.
Yeah.
It was kind of that period of like almost of a passing of a guard, right? So kind of had to go with him. But I think that it is heavy at the top now, and by heavy at the top, I mean like there's I'd say at least 8 people who, if they were the front man of the company, no one would bat an eye. You know what I mean? Like if they ended up being like the universal, like the Cody's belt, right? Like no one would be upset. So I, in my opinion, especially like considering where for this era, I think that is a little bit top heavy now. But I could see, like, again, his first half. But I feel like as much as I compared Roman to LeBron, that's also the hate that LeBron gets, right? Like, or the question rather, because it's like, well, he was in the Eastern Conference, but it's like, I don't care. He was where he was, but he always got there. You could book LeBron for the finals almost every year because he was just that good. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's like kind of the same conversation with Roman. he was just that good. So it was like, yeah, like we don't know who else is going to be there, but we know we got to put Roman there. And so I kind of even feel like that only strengthens the LeBron conversation. So shout out to Shao for
Or do you think this is like in the mix of like a Jordan? Oh, Michael Jordan, he got 6 titles because look who he played. Jeff Hornacek, these plumbers, these Utah Jazz, they're bums. The Cavaliers, Craig Elo. That's why Jordan was good because nobody was there. Do you think that's the kind of same vein that Roman's up top because ain't nobody was really there? But you could argue, hey, yo, there's some talent during this run because from 37 on,
yeah,
after pandemic, that's where Roman was. This Roman,
Time.
and that was what the last 4 years.
yeah.
If I do the math correctly, so the last 4 or 5 years, we got this Roman Reigns holding it down, but there has been some talent there that could be in the main event with Roman or even take him out.
Definitely can. So I think it's just, I think all that talent was good within it, especially what we got. So I could see why he said it, but you just can't argue. Like, they all worked well together with it. So if I was to say during that run, I thought the one person that was probably gonna beat Roman's run was Drew McIntyre. I thought Drew was probably close to me, was going to be close to taking that reign, no pun intended, but
or Sammy. Remember Sammy in the chamber?
Roman, Sammy or Drew, but it's been a good ride. I mean, we all thought Cody was going to take it in LA, but that was just a big crash. So,
which I still have no problem with. Everybody can still say
it was fun.
It was good. Roman should have won. It was a great decision to have Roman win at 39.
Yeah,
it was good.
To have Cody win that early, you just never know, bro.
Yeah.
That might have turned people. That might have turned people on him a little quicker than. I mean, they haven't turned on him yet, but they would have felt like, come on, bro, you won at 38, then you win at 39, you ain't lose yet. Like, all right, bro, slow down.
Yeah, so
you're doing too much.
It was good. Yeah, the ending of 39 was good.
I'm excited for WrestleMania. Just need the final boss to make his presence. Well, yeah. Oh.
You and me both, bro.
Like Punk said, grace us with your bullshit.
Mama Rhodes.
Punk is crazy, bro. Punk is so yeah, we got that out the way. Also on Smackdown, they announced something different going for the Hall of Fame, which I thought it was interesting. Because everybody on social was saying that, that it's a valid point that they're outpricing the regular fans for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They're outpricing the, Hall of Fame people. It's too expensive. To now, this is probably like, oh, we're gonna do this little gimmick thing to get the prices up. I mean, the sales up. So what they're doing is it's called Immortal Moments. So I think they're gonna start beginning this year inducting matches, not just from WrestleMania, but I think in general matches to go into the Hall of Fame. And the first one they're gonna induct is Stone Cold against Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13, which is in my top 5, in my top 3. I can switch one day. It's 1. It could be 2. It could be 3. It ain't going lower than 3. They've been doing this countdown list on the website of the top 50 WrestleMania matches of all time.
It's not a good list. They're doing it.
No, it's a lot of like, what? Really? Okay. Like, let me do it. Let me, Terrence and Kenny, pick the top 50.
For real,
oh man, it's fucking great.
I should pick like 50 podcasters and have us do the fucking.
I feel like the ones picking it are the ones that thinking like,
they're picking that shit blind for like it's
the best money. They're not really looking at it for like a. I don't think they're really getting an opinion from the fans. They're really just getting it from what sounds like a money grab or big money. But like T said, yeah, ask us, the fans. We'll make a prediction, a better selection.
I'm gonna ask you guys.
What's up?
Since we know that that's going in first.
Which to my question.
Yeah. What were you saying, Randy?
Is it a sign that they're telling us that of all the matches they want to induct first, and this is a WrestleMania match? Are they telling us without telling us that they feel Stone Cold and Bret from 13 is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time? Because they're not putting Hogan Andre first. They're not putting in Shawn and Taker, where I think is right there. Like they're putting Stone Cold and Bret number 1 into this Hall of Fame as a match. Are you telling me this? Are you, the company, telling me we feel this is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time?
Well, I also wonder that's a good question. Are they going to have the you ask the questions, right?
Appreciate it.
Are they going to have the wrestlers there? Like, are they going to go in again as like, okay, like you're
they're going to be there. They're going to be there.
Okay.
Stone Cold and Bret's going to be there.
Maybe that was part of it too. Like to your point, like they do want it to be like, okay, here's your money's worth. Bret's going to be there. Stone Cold will be there because you're right. Like they could have went, Hogan and Andre. They could have went Savage and Steamboat, which I might have said like, yo, how do you not go with that, right? Like that's the match that solidified WrestleMania to so many people. You could have went, I said it before, but it's my favorite WrestleMania match, right? The ladder match with Shawn and Razor. You know what I mean? Like, so you could have, and there are tons of matches. Everyone has their favorite. But no one would argue against this one, right? Like, it was such a pivotal, match. It really did launch the career of Stone Cold. It really did, for a lot of people, kind of really give us the Attitude Era. Like, you know what I mean? Like from a WrestleMania standpoint.
Right.
So I have no qualms, no problem about this being the first one going in.
So Kenny, I ask you this. Sticking on this topic. Because T said I asked great questions. If you had Bret Hart, Stone Cold in one hand, Taker, Shawn from 25 in one hand, which match to you feel like, damn, has more replay value? You got both tapes in your hand. I can only put one tape in right now. What's going first?
Damn, Randy, you really trying to?
Because there's another question behind it. I'm making you think on a Friday night.
For Randy,
make me think on a Friday night with alcohol and just.
That's right.
It's 5 o'clock, so
just water right here. Just water. All right.
It's real water. Man, that's good. Honestly, I would have to go with Austin and Bret because that replay value was from the beginning to the end, and then you see the infamous Bret put Austin in that sharpshooter, and you just see the blood rushing down Austin's face. That really solidified a WrestleMania moment. That really had so much rewind value on that VCR. You just see, like, man, Austin really just did not tap out. And that was just a key signature of Austin, of highlighting Austin's career and igniting the 316 era. So that was really good. I mean, that Shawn and Taker, phenomenal match when it came out. But something about Austin and Bret, the blood, the sharpshooter, Shamrock, the special guest referee, like the build-up before the match, and then we just saw it. I'm going with Bret and Austin. That will be the first tape to go in, man.
So T, I know this might be a little troubling because your favorite is in one of these matches.
Yeah.
Are you going Taker, Shawn from 25, or Bret, Stone Cold from 13?
Keep me honest. HBK and Taker didn't headline 25, or did they?
Neither one did.
Neither one did.
Neither one.
I didn't think. I thought so. For that reason, I'm going Taker, Shawn.
Ooh.
And the reason is because I feel like they knew. Listen, we're at the tail end. We know what's going on. This is our moment to put the stamp on what we did for the company, what we did for the business. You know what I mean? We know we got one more coming up. I'm sure they had it planned out, right? They knew what time it was. But that match not only stole the show, it kind of ushered in almost a new era of WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe the next one, because obviously they had another match to go. But I'm just saying, I feel like that match for the age they were so like they were two virtuosos. You know what I mean? Like two masters of their craft.
Mm-hmm.
And they worked so well together. That's one of my favorite things about Sean also, is how well he worked with big guys. But even before a big guy, Taker was out there losing his mind. He was jumping off stuff. Like he was wild.
Exactly.
He was wild.
Like fucking Kevin Durant out there. What the fuck you doing, Taker?
No, right. At like 47 or whatever age he was at that point. Like,
he was flying out, but he was jumping over the rope and shit.
Right.
Bro,
he was it was so
Taker
that's why
a good meme.
Right, yeah. That's why I would go Taker Sean. But I will say, if I had to pick a like grab of a moment, nothing beats the blood dripping down Stone Cold's face. Him not tapping, he'd rather pass out than tap.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that moment is just chef's kiss, right? And I love that, like, you know, Stone Cold always gives Bret his props, and
yes,
you know, he sent him the blade and you know, a picture, and basically thanked him for making Stone Cold, right? And I think Natalie shared a picture on social the other day of, like, you know, that picture and that blade is in a frame in Calgary and Bret's bar. So that it's just historic. But if I'm talking about replay value, to answer your question, Randy, I'm gonna watch two giants in the game.
I think I've been saying for a while that Taker Shawn is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. I've been saying it for quite a few years, but now when you like really sit down and analyze shit and like what it meant to the company in real time. So in my logic, Taker Shawn, two veterans in the middle of the card. They're like, where? Really? You gonna put me and Shawn in the middle? All right, I bet. No one's gonna remember the main event because we don't with Triple H and Randy Orton. We don't. Love to them, but we don't remember that match. We remember Shawn and Taker in the middle of the match, in the middle of the card for 25. Great. Now I'm like, nah, hold up. The Stone Cold Bret, what it did for the company in the point of 1997, shifting the double turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
It solidified Stone Cold into a household name where he just fucking skyrocketed to the zenith. Bret being the orchestrator of the whole turn, where he was still getting popular. He was still popular, but on the negative side because of the whole Canadian American stuff, which is perfect because he was a great heel at that point. And it was pretty much like the opening of what the Attitude Era was gonna be like down the road. So what the match meant then compared to Taker and Shawn, both great matches. Like, but the company was already solidified in 2009. There's no other competition like that. It's just two vets going at it and putting on a fucking magnificent show, which is still top 5, top 3. It could be people's top 1. The Stone Cold Bret, as me realizing the years go by, it's like, bro, it wasn't even that. It's like they didn't even begin in the ring for like 10 minutes. It just like they took it outside, the crowd got involved. It was a submission match of all fucking matches, right? Stone Cold ain't no Dean Malenko out here. He just a brawler. But Bret led him to be, yo, this is what you got to do. Trust me, because without him, Bret's the one that told Stone Cold, yo, you got to like, we got to get some color tonight. I'll take the rap. I'll take the heat. And if he don't do that, you don't get the image in the sharpshooter. And that's the one you said, the most iconic image you ever know in the fucking professional wrestling. So just you take all that, even like the Ken Shamrock of it all, like just him in the match.
That's an underrated part.
That's the most underrated aspect of the match. And then it's like once the match is over, Bret does this. Stone Cold is a household name. Austin 316 and this and that. It's like, wow. Shawn and Taker was already established in 2009, and that's not taking anything away from them. Great match. It's probably 1A, 1B, but the Stone Cold Bret, and this is why I think they're going in first. It's like, nah, this right here changed the course of what we had to do because if this match don't happen, I don't know where we gonna be at.
It's a major change. Without that, we don't probably get some wrestling as it is today. So
yeah, I'll go see that. I'll go see that shit right now.
Like
right now.
I feel like if you want to get every
60-year-olds, is that what you mean? Like,
I'll see the shit right now. You know what's underrated too? Most won't say it. Vince McMahon on commentary.
He was.
For whatever Vince turned out to be, whatever. Him on commentary, like, wasn't that bad. Was not that bad. He added some elements, and then later we know JR and
the King, Jerry Lawler.
Jerry the King.
Oh, I think Randy froze. There you go. He's back.
There you go.
I froze?
Yeah, you froze. You
must be using my old Wi-Fi or something. I don't know.
No, I've been. All right, where we left off? What last thing you heard from me? Saying?
You heard you said something about
Jerry the King Lawler, JR.
Oh, I was saying Vince McMahon is very underrated on the microphone, on commentary.
Have you ever heard the story of how did you watch that in the McMahon tape? Like, of how he ended up on commentary?
I know it came up. I don't recall what the story was, but I know he mentioned
basically was like his dad. His dad still owned the company, and whoever the commentary person at the time wasn't there, and so his dad was like, "You go," and then it ended up. I don't know what just happened.
I think Randy got kicked, but yeah,
Randy will be back. I promise.
Remember for a minute.
Well, until he comes back. I think that for the Mania matches, the four most important, and I think you just brought it up too. Each match that I would pick as like, oh, Randy's back.
Yeah.
What I was saying, Randy, is like the four my Mount Rushmore of Mania matches that I hope feed each other, like in terms of like
your Mount Rushmore of WrestleMania matches.
I'll stand on it. These are my four. Especially since we're now saying that, okay, like this is the one.
All right,
I would put Bret, Stone Cold for sure.
Okay, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Taker, Shawn,
25. Okay.
25. I would put
here we go.
Shawn and Razor. At WrestleMania 10. That's
10.
Yeah. Because that ladder match, I mean, incredible, right? And then I'm going my old school one because you have to.
Drum roll.
It's 100% Steamboat and Macho.
And Savage.
So, and the reason I'm picking all four of them, it's not even just on some homer shit. Like, it's not even just because Shawn's my favorite wrestler. I think each match gave us not only a new era, so to speak, because there's always eras, but it spoke for that era, and it took WrestleMania to a new level. So many people, would put Steamboat and Macho and the way their styles meshed and the story they told in the ring and the drama, and so many people would put that as number one until we get to maybe even, later on down the line. And some people will still have it as number one now, depending on if you were around or not. And then I feel like, again, with WrestleMania 10 and Shawn and Razor, that match, think about what a ladder match now means. They weren't the first to do it, and they've acknowledged that, but they were, and you don't always got to be first to be the best, right? They were the most impactful.
True.
So I think that ladder match changes everything. It changes Shawn's career, it changes Razor's career, it changes what ladder matches mean in wrestling. And then obviously with Bret and Stone Cold, we've said all there is to be said.
Self-explanatory.
Right? Exactly. And so, again, for a kind of feather in the hat, right? Like, I think seeing two, again, masters of their craft, both of whom were basically around since, when you think about it, I think Taker's first Mania was 89, 90, 91, somewhere in that window.
90,
yeah,
92,
90, right?
92.
92.
Jake.
Okay. Right. And then Shawn's first WrestleMania, he was a rocker. And I want to say that had to have probably been like 87 or 88.
Shawn's first WrestleMania might be,
because I want to say, and keep me honest here, please look it up. Shawn's first WrestleMania, he opened as a rocker, him and Marty Jannetty. I can't remember right now who they it might have been the Killer Bees.
Damn, the Killer Bees.
It was, that's what I'm saying. Shawn, I also tweet all the time, and I'm sure y'all probably have seen this. Shawn's been around for fucking ever. Like, he's just been around forever. Because he started wrestling when he was like, what, 19? And he didn't retire until he was like in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? So he had there's a reason he's Mr. WrestleMania. He'd been in a majority of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, aside from the ones that happened before he was,
Shawn Michaels' first WrestleMania appearance was WrestleMania 8, just like Undertaker.
Okay. Wow, really? Well, but he was a rocker though, no?
It was singles. Again, he fought Tito Santana, El Matador.
Can you look up when the Rockers were their first WrestleMania?
The Rockers, Shawn and Marty, wrestled at their first WrestleMania event at WrestleMania 5.
What I told you.
They were defeated in a tag team match by the Twin Towers, Bossman and Akeem.
Okay.
Wow.
So the first singles for Shawn was WrestleMania 8.
Yeah. I knew that one because But what year is that? WrestleMania 5.
89.
Okay, right. So I mean, he had
before Taker. Before Taker.
Jesus, that's what I'm saying. Like, Shawn's just been around for fucking ever.
Like, bro, you still here, bro? Damn.
Yo, right. and cooking.
89, bro.
Yo, from 89 to 2009, my man was just around.
That's crazy.
Yo, and still impacting the business. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be on my Mount Rushmore and my GOAT, it's warranted. My man he really has given his life to this business. It's crazy.
So, Kenny, do you have a Mount Rushmore of WrestleMania matches? You only could pick 4. You got to pick 4. I know we did a draft a month ago, but now you got to pick 4, buddy. That's it.
I'll pick 4, Randy.
All right, let's do it.
First, I'm giving Austin and The Rock WrestleMania 17.
Ooh.
Without that was a big turn regarding everything, regarding Austin. Man, that match was, oh man, I think that match was about 25 to like 35 minutes long of just.
Even Terrence like, damn, fuck
yeah, that was a good
pick.
It's a great pick.
My second match would be Shawn and Taker. Can't go wrong with that. That match
25?
The first one, yes. 25.
Okay.
The first one's always the best one. It was like, oh man, that match. You thought Shawn was gonna break that streak so bad, especially when he kicked out the tombstone.
Yeah.
Taker gives that. I mean, it was like, what else I gotta do? JR.
Exactly.
JR was calling that match like a true story from beginning to end. Like, and then when he got down to the end, yo, you made it feel like JR was like, oh my God, what do I have to do to beat this man?
Exactly.
That match was good. So that one. Second one, I'm going with despite it all, Rock and Hogan. Hogan, Icon versus Icon, because that match, even in the beginning, like before they even came to blows, they were just listening to the crowd, and that's something we never saw. And then towards the end, everyone saw the glimpses of Hulkamania returns. You almost saw like everyone was going against The Rock, but Rock really held his own, sealed the deal with those rock bottoms, then kicked up people's elbow. That was a monumental moment. They both shook hands. So that match was truly phenomenal. Oh, man.
So you got one more?
Yes, one more. It's like, can't go back. I mean, man, I would have to go because I'm trying to get, like, if I was to look at each one from each era or each different time, I might have to go with
we'll go with Bam Bam and LT.
No,
Who made that match?
I'm not going to steal your
Bob
pick, Randy.
Backlund. Oh,
I'm not going to steal your pick, Randy. You can keep that one.
phenomenal match.
I'm going with
5 stars. 5 stars for Bam Bam and LT.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm going with Cody and Roman. First meetup.
Which one?
Wow.
First meetup.
39.
That match. The first one was always good. It was just so breathtaking. It really drew you in. 40. I mean, we already knew what Cody was going to win, but 39 left us with so much anticipation, even though we wanted Roman to do, and it was still fresh. It was raw and it was original. Like 40 came, we already figured what was going to happen, but how they did it. 39 still kept us guessing, like, because Cody had basically no one, and he was going up against all the odds. So he still may have had that chance, even if Solo gave him that Samoan spike. So that really was, I would give it to that one. So that's my pick.
Kofi Mania still lives. Yeah.
It still lives now with Brock Lesnar.
Kofi. He
35.
A longer run, by the way, my man. Kofi.
You do know that's the longest WrestleMania of all time.
Really? Kofi Mania was
35.
Man.
It's like 5 hours, some shit like that. For
Jesus.
That's why they made it 2 nights. Like, yo, bro, hey, listen, we can't have you in fucking MetLife in Jersey for one night of WrestleMania. Bro, like, yeah, we're bugging, bro. Like, that shit was like damn near. Yo, I promise you, the main event for 35 with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky started at fucking midnight.
No.
I promise.
You was there, Randy?
I was at 35.
Oh my God. Explain that. Go right, go ahead. Explain
Bro,
like the time.
Yeah,
you have to look at your watch and be like, yo,
I'm not even
the third match and it's already 12 o'clock.
I'm not even joking.
All right, go ahead, Buzz.
Okay, let's just say if I can find out what time did WrestleMania 35 start, right? If they say like, oh, it's like 7 p.m. Eastern, like, I bet. So then I want you guys just to put on a WrestleMania 35 at 7 p.m. WrestleMania 35 start. Hold up, start time. You know what I mean. Sunday at 7 p.m. I want you guys to put on WrestleMania 35 at 7 p.m. You ain't got to watch it. Let that shit rock and watch like 11:30, 11:45, midnight. Rousey's coming out.
That's crazy.
Or then they're ending the it's in the middle. It's something like that. 11:30, 11:45. That's when they start coming out. Like it's the main event, bro. But now then at midnight.
Yeah, that's wild.
So 7 p.m. Watch this. How long was WrestleMania 35? Watch this. I'm not even include the pre-show. We're not doing that. WrestleMania 35 with no pre-show. 5 hours and 24 minutes.
So what time did you?
I'm telling the main event start at fucking midnight.
So you got home? No. So you left MetLife Stadium at
damn near 12:30, 12:45. Yeah, dead ass.
Yo, yeah, I just googled it. It says it was a 5 hour, 24 minute, and 16 seconds to be exact. I guess that's how.
Oh, if you want the pre-show, 7.5 hours.
Yo, that's wild. You're basically like your whole day is.
You're there all day, bro.
That's beyond Super Bowl because the Super Bowl pre-show starts at like 12.
You're trapped in MetLife all day,
and then you got to get home. No, absolutely not.
How many chicken tenders can you eat in one night?
Bro, my boy Graham said, so, you know, me and Joe, we got off the parking lot. We drove. I went to ask Graham, yo, you know, cause he was there too. I said, everything good? You got home safe? He said, dude, it's 2 o'clock and I'm still outside the parking lot.
Oh my God, almighty.
He lived in Connecticut.
Jeez.
So like he going like Uber, public transportation. Like I'm still waiting for the ride, bro. They had the buses come back and forth, the shuttle buses. I'm like, you're still at MetLife?
That's cool.
I said, bro, never again, man. And never again WrestleMania at MetLife.
2 nights. Now we're good.
Then from that point on, it was 2 nights from the pandemic joint 36, and then on like, yo, you gotta. I was like, yo, you gotta spread the shit out.
Listen, sometimes you gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, and now we got 2 nights worth of WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
In this case, it can't be cracking no eggs because eggs is about $12 a pound.
It's bugging.
Make an omelet.
Ain't no damn omelet.
And the longest match at WrestleMania, 35, 24 minutes. You want to take a guess what that match was?
Headliner?
The main event was 21 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Second Kofi Mania match was 23 minutes.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
What was the longest match?
A match that I don't go back and watch. Triple H and Batista. No holds barred.
My boy Triple H.
Give me what I want.
Triple H.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, he said it.
I think just to wrap it up a bit, the Mount Rushmore for me, WrestleMania matches. Bret, Stone Cold. Bret, Stone Cold. Shawn Taker, 25.
Okay.
I might at the current time go with Hogan Rock, 18. Damn, I got 17 too. That's a fucking tough thing, bro. Jesus Christ.
Because always a good question.
Because one match that I have to put there is the reason why I became a fan of this whole thing. Is Hogan Warrior WrestleMania 6. So I know it's not the match of like, oh shit, it ain't like, Eddie Guerrero and then fucking Benoit. Like, no, it's the turning of the tide of like the torch being passed from Hogan to Warrior. 2 baby faces in the ring, main event, WrestleMania. It's like, oh shit, it was title for title, by the way, for title. And I was a big Warrior fan. I did not like Hogan back then. I don't like the yellow and red Hulk Hogan. I like Hollywood Hogan, not the red and yellow. So I was a big Warrior fan. And Warrior was the guy, the superstar that made me become a fan of wrestling. And once I saw that match, I'm like, this is it. I'm hooked. I don't care if he has four moves and he gets blown up in 5 minutes. I did not care about that in 1990. That match right there is like it just has to go in there for me. But it's not the greatest match like that. But for me, I put it there. So I got that Stone Cold Bret, Shawn Taker. I'll put Rock and Austin above Hogan and Rock. Then I put Warrior Hogan from WrestleMania 6 because that's my childhood and that's the one that got me into being a fan.
Yo, that's a good segue into what I wanted to make sure we shout out real quick. The childhood aspect. Seeing as how it is March and March is Women's History Month, and there's a ridiculous amount of talent. Wanted to talk about the first match that made me like appreciate women in wrestling. I don't know if you guys remember, but Alundra Blaze. She later went by Medusa Kenny. She had a bunch of different names. But
we're not giving a historical lesson to Kenny about who Alundra Blaze and Medusa is, are we?
I mean, I don't
Kenny,
know.
We're
a little bit older than Kenny, so
heard of it, but I can't. I ain't gonna hold you like I have the prior knowledge of it, but I've heard of the name.
Right.
Well, she was going up against Bull Nakano in SummerSlam, and that was the first time. My mom has a story, believe it or not. She says when I was like really, really young, like 2 or 3, there used to be this Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah.
She said I used to watch that because I also used to watch like WWE, so I just liked watching wrestling. So technically, I guess that would be the first time I watched women's wrestling. But the first match that I can remember and being like in awe of like how they really moved and the story they told was SummerSlam 94, and that was versus Alundra Blaze. And Alundra Blaze, like her style, Kenny, could have fit today. You know what I mean? Like she was high flying, she was kind of like a little bit of mix of like martial arts. Like she was tough. And Bull Nakano, she was very much like that powerhouse. You know what I mean? Think like, keep me honest here, Randy, but think like if we were going to get like a Sol Ruka versus like like a Nia Jax.
Okay.
That's basically what this was. Someone who's super acrobatic, super athletic, and someone who's like a full powerhouse and gonna like body slam you all over the place. And I just wanted to give them their flowers. Both Hall of Famers, and trailblaze for where we are today with an embarrassment of riches in the women's NXT, and
So, two things. One, I do want to continue that conversation next time because me, Graham, and Jeff Johnson spoke about Evolution 2 happening in July. So I want to say that the next time, because we did tackle that. Just perfect timing. The roster is there, it's loaded. You can have your own female pay-per-view PLE. And now we're just the roster is crazy. So I do want to, put a pause on that. It is midnight here in New York, so it is officially March 29th, and we have 2 WrestleMania anniversary that took place on March 29th. Is it? Hold on. What? Maybe you think three of them. Hold up. Did I spell it right? I cannot spell. It's like when I feel like I'm under pressure, I spell crazy wrong. No, 3. 3 WrestleManias today, officially March 29th. So that's the 38th for WrestleMania 3, the 27th for WrestleMania 14, and the 10th for WrestleMania 31. So me and Graham and Jeff spoke about the 10th for 31 this morning. The matches, the Brock of it all, Roman, the Seth cash-in, how that story and that cash-in and the stuff with Seth and Roman still is being played out today, 10 years later, and that changed the business. And the careers and the trajectories of Roman and Seth's careers. If who wants to tackle 3, 14, or 31? It don't got to be all 3, but what would you want to talk about real quick? I know Terrence got to go. I got 12 minutes, so
let's just talk. We're here.
No, I'm making sure. I ain't trying to keep you because it is 12:19 over here.
I'm down to talk 14. That was, I feel like, a big one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we start with the historic aspect of, we just kind of touched on, Stone Cold, right? Stone Cold, Shawn. I believe that was Shawn's last Mania, right?
Yeah, before the injury kicked in.
Right. And obviously Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, to keep it a buck, like from a pop culture standpoint, when you just go back and look at that, right? Like, it was Shawn Michaels. Wasn't it like Jenny McCarthy too, or Pam Anderson? One of the
that was 11.
That was 11.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Bro.
Are you sure? Because was it Jenny McCarthy and Pam Anderson?
Pam came out with Shawn. Jenny came out with Diesel.
Oh yeah. You're right. That was 11. Well, all right, but still, from a pop culture standpoint, having Mike Tyson, who's like a genuine real life badass, be a part of DX for however long, like they did that run up.
He was
right, yeah, like still, did you see? He came back, got in the ring a couple years ago, and with his son, and did it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, technically, when you think about it, Mike Tyson should be in the Hall of Fame with DX. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he's in there.
Yeah, he's in as like
honorary.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like celebrity wing. Yeah,
right. Why not? He should get a DX moment.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was just like so iconic, man.
Yeah.
And too, like for the business, you brought it up, but like Shawn goes away. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, it's kind of similar to how, Cena kind of grabbed the reins, for the Ruthless Aggression era. And there was just like The Rock wasn't there anymore, right? And they were looking for who's our new guy, who's someone who can, step up and be a headliner, who can be a main eventer. When you look at it, like that's kind of similar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Sean's not here no more. Sean got to go away for a while. And,
A long while.
right. You know what I'm saying? And in that same space, wrestling somehow gets more popular. Like it, you know what I mean? Like losing its bad boy, it got, a real SOB. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rattlesnake.
But that's how strong and powerful the brand of Stone Cold was. And like you said, damn, we lost Shawn Michaels and they didn't miss a fucking beat.
Yeah.
Not saying they didn't miss him. Like, yo, it's like we never look like we were missing somebody because people stepped up. Taker, even Hunter went singles. The Rock with the Nation,
Yeah.
Kane, Mankind. It was like the Outlaws. Like it was like holy shit. We got a roster plus on the back of Stone Cold, but even back then, am I saying, damn man, where's Shawn Michaels at? Because the Stone Cold train was leaving that station and was Metro booming out. It was over. He couldn't stop that man whatsoever. He was on TV, on late night shows, on MTV. It was like, damn, son, like this shit is really crazy.
Yeah.
The shirts were going crazy. So when I think about 14, I Mike Tyson should be the first name that pops up. Then Stone Cold, the Austin era has begun from Jim Ross, but Mike Tyson, brought that element of like, damn, like you put the stamp that this is like, not fake and it's official, it's entertainment, but like you got a badass in Stone Cold, and you put me and him in the same ring. Oh shit, you never know what could happen. Along with Shawn Michaels being there, and I've always said, like, hey, in the perfect world, I wish it was Bret then and Stone Cold in there because that'd be the official passing of the
before.
Yeah, I said.
What
if you could rewrite it, if Bret never left,
I gotta disagree, bro.
Wait, hold on. If Bret never left, the passing of the torch to Stone Cold in that WrestleMania 14 would have been better because the story Stone Cold never beat Bret Hart 1-on-1. Never beat Bret.
Bret would have stayed more and been in the Attitude Era a whole lot more.
Yeah, like if Bret would have left Survivor Series with the strap. Stone Cold is right there, Royal Rumble winner. You build him and Bret to 14. I say that because if Shawn was healthy, that match is probably top 5.
Fair.
If Shawn was healthy with Stone Cold, that's a fucking top 10 match of WrestleMania of all time. But we didn't get that.
From that standpoint, I can see what you're saying. I think from the storytelling, I'm super happy the way it turned out.
Yeah,
having like the actual, fight sport badass of the 90s.
Yeah.
There with DX, the rule breakers who have now turned into everybody's favorite uncles. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which is hilarious. But we know what they were. Yeah. So adding that firecracker or that, that atom bomb of Mike Tyson into it, like that was insane. And I think like as much as I love and respect and revere Bret Hart, how much would it have added to put Tyson in that spot with them? I don't know. Like, does Tyson then swing on Stone Cold or something? Like maybe. And I kind of feel like and maybe this is me being like a prisoner of history. I don't know. But I think I appreciate that it was just really like Stone Cold and Bret. And obviously Ken Shamrock, we talked about that, but he then became into the fold, right? Like he then became a WWE superstar. So yeah, them having that moment on their own, I kind of just appreciate. I get what you're saying though with the the passing of the torch aspect, but I don't know. I think I wouldn't rewrite that one. That's just like in their own veins, they're just so iconic that I wouldn't do as much.
Yep, I hear you. Kenny, you want to talk about
real quick? Don't forget too, right? Like, sorry, Kenny, my bad. but Sean takes one, right? Like because he's like pushing. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to see like Bret Hart get snuffed by. It wouldn't make sense. Like
I mean, he got almost body slammed by Ken Shamrock the year prior.
yeah, but but okay, even in that, right? The two of them are submission artists.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost like, oh, okay, that makes Tyson's out there, like he's gonna knock Bret's fucking face
Yeah.
off. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know if I really would. Like, what does Bret do? Put Tyson in a sharpshooter? That's not gonna happen.
You're damn
What
right.
I'm saying? Like,
You're damn right. Fuck it. You
Hey.
punch me, sharpshooter right now, buddy.
Don't break his nose.
All right, real quick, Kenny, you want you know what? You talk about WrestleMania 31 10th, and I'll give quick thoughts on WrestleMania 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I was probably too young to see WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, sure.
WrestleMania 31, I mean,
10 years, man. That's crazy.
10 years. I mean, Sting versus Triple H. We saw, oh my God, like I think that was like, despite the main event, that was a match like we probably would have expected to see probably much earlier, but we saw it then and it brought on mad nostalgia. What did we see? Like we thought the what ifs that happened, the NWO versus DX, that really brought some really good memories for wrestling fans.
Yeah.
That really brought a really good energy surge. Hunter won against
Well,
Sting.
Sting should have won the match, bro.
He should have, but
come on now.
The wrestling multiverse, I don't know. The time
they get to rewrite the history. So
yeah, but it was good. But oh man, Lesnar, Roman, and then next you know, here comes. Oh man, at the time it was like Seth is a pest with that damn briefcase, but let alone he came out, he won it. Iconic shot when the fireworks came.
Yep.
That was the swinging of the bell. Yeah, that was an iconic moment shot, WrestleMania moment shot. So
greatest cash in.
You say what?
The greatest cash in.
One of the greatest one of the greatest WrestleMania cashes. One of the greatest. I mean, if we talk about who's the best cash in, it will go to Edge automatically. I will give it to Edge.
Revolution, the first one?
Yeah, the Edge is the best Money in the Bank cash in of all time.
Yeah, I mean he cashed in multiple times. I'm talking about what is when you hear cash in, the best. Oh, when he did it, or when he so if he was Edge,
the moment against Cena, the first one.
Okay, New Year Revolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do that, but WrestleMania 31, it was I think that was very underrated, low key.
Yeah.
Very under the radar, low key. Especially, I feel like that was a WrestleMania for fans who were, but they took a little minor break, and then they happened to tune it in. They was watching periodically, and they came back and they saw 31. It was like, oh, this was a really good WrestleMania. So I think that was for the fans.
Hold on. I got a question before we move on real quick.
Hold on. How long was WrestleMania 31? What's this shit? 4 hours. Okay.
I mean,
they had like 7 matches, 8 matches, because they had 2 pre-show joints, and the rest was like the ladder match, and it had Cena with Rusev, Taker with Bray, singing of Hunter.
Sorry, no 5
AJ
hours.
Lee and Paige in a tag match. I think I saw it earlier. But yeah, 4 hours. Go ahead. Go ahead.
T.
As iconic as passing the, new mysticism, kind of like is the evil, 2 sides to it, like what you said, like Taker and Bray. I think a lot of us feel like, well, here's my question: would you have rather it been Taker versus Sting?
In what year? At 31?
Yeah, since you threw that hypothetical about Bret being in that spot, because like a lot of people have said it, but I'm curious what you guys think. Would you rather?
I would have had Taker and Sting much earlier, not at 31.
True, but Sting being a WCW lifer, I kind of get and understand why he took so long. But if you gave it to me at 31 with Taker and Sting, I mean, it's not that much removed from what Hunter and Sting gave you. Like I think Taker's older than Hunter, but you're not getting that kind of match from a 50-plus-year-old Taker and Sting. Like, what do you really expect? You just want the two dynamics of the character to go at it once and for all in the ring.
That's
You ain't doing no fucking jumping over the top rope, backflip, scorpion death drop in the corner. Okay, cool, but you know what you're getting. But just the aura, yo, I saw Sting and Taker, man. I should
that's
dope.
sometimes that
And
matters.
I would have been like, I'll see it at 31 because after that, Sting got hurt with the Seth Rollins match. You get Bray and Taker, you get Hunter and Sting. Could have been Sting and Taker. Vince was still running shit. Why it never happened, I don't know. That's probably the major what ifs of all what ifs. Like, yo, you had Taker and Sting in the same company, same
Right.
time.
It finally happened.
Unless they said they didn't want to do it, it wasn't going to be right.
Well,
I don't know
I've heard, at least from Sting, he wishes that it happened.
that it did or didn't.
That it did.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never heard Taker talk about it, but people have asked Sting about it, or at least I've seen it. And I didn't want to say that before. I just wanted y'all's answers like organically. But yeah, Sting is like, yeah, I wish it happened. So at least from his aspect, like I can't say that the two of them said, no, I don't want to do this. We don't
Because if it did happen at 31, you talk about fighting Taker the year after he lost. So does that play into the aura? Like, yeah, it's not the undefeated Undertaker no more. It's the 21-1 Taker. Like, does it add anything?
Value?
Like,
Does it have
and
value?
my thing is, who would have won?
So your point, Taker wins because it's Vince. They're not going to let a WCW guy win that. We know Taker wins. But what I would say though is maybe to that point of the 21-1 Taker, it now gives like it elevates Taker's WrestleMania place one more time. Like again, like it gives you something else to be like, oh, Taker, like what I mean, like because now it's not about the streak, and we know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we do get a chance to to your point, Kenny. We live out our childhood dreams, and we see WCW's guy and WWE's guy. We see the two dark, the two dark entities.
Yeah.
Both of the
Dead Man versus the Crow.
You feel me? So it's like, yo, like to let them just go at it. And just like you said, was it going to be a 5-star match? No. But we get everything we get old school on the top rope. He can still do that.
Yeah.
We get the frog splash into the corner. He can
Finger
still do that.
splash.
So we get the things that we wanted to see. And yeah, somehow at the end, Taker wins, and we know that. But I think just for the sake of saying like, okay, we did get it once, I think it would have been cool.
And I think to I don't want to defend Vince, but I think what he saw, why do I want Taker and Sting, even though they're in the same entity of the character, when I have someone younger in the same vein of the character in Bray Wyatt? I'd rather go with the young guy to get, even though Bray lost. I mean, you can say Bray should have won too, but let Taker go with the young guy as opposed to with Sting. But I don't know, bro. I just it's weird to not see Taker and Sting if they're both in the same company to make it happen, whether at WrestleMania or not. You don't even like attempt to do it. It's like how Hogan and Flair never fought one-on-one in the company. Oh, yeah, why not? Because when they tried it in the house shows, the fans wasn't receptive to it. And this is back in '92 though. But we talk about 2015, where it's like social media's heavy and all that. Like they could have popped off with Sting and Taker for sure. Even like the pandemic shit, yo, cinematic match with Sting and Taker. All right, give me that. Give me that instead.
Oh wow, that would have been crazy instead of
crazy.
Instead of AJ.
Yeah, but talk about still Sting being active. I know he was active in AEW as of last year, but I don't know, bro. That's weird. That's crazy because you look at who Taker fought after. So you go to Brock, take the L. Then you go back to Bray. You get Shane McMahon. You get Roman Reigns. You get Cena for like 5 minutes. And then you get 35 off. Then you get AJ with the Boneyard match. And that was it. So even like Taker getting John Cena for 5 minutes is like, the fuck was that? Like you could have built
Right, yeah, well,
you could have built more with that. But listen, I don't want to take up much more of your time. Yeah, WrestleMania 3, classic, Macho Steamboat, Hogan, Andre, great moment. The match was but still regarded as probably one of the best WrestleManias of all time. Another changing of the guard for them, the culture, the company. We hit the 93,000. It was in the boom of the golden age of wrestling. It changed a little bit after that. But I think like this is my last point. The pillars of like the changing of the cultures and the boom periods. To me, SummerSlam 92 was the official end of that golden era. Right? 97, 96, 97, the end of that new generation era. Right? 2001, the end of the Attitude Era. When did Ruthless Aggression end? That's the part, because I know definitively when those eras ended for me. Because people start leaving, they don't come back. You know, I know monumental moments. The Ruthless Aggression might have been what? It started in 02, probably that 11, 10, 11, 12, maybe 09. Did he go into the PG reality era? So it's like everything has a boom period, bro. It's just but I know for a fact, like 92 SummerSlam, after that, boom, golden era's done. No Hogan, no Savage, no Warrior. It's like no Andre, no DiBiase. Bye-bye. You start getting Bret, Shawn, Taker, Razor, Diesel after 96, 97. No Razor, no Diesel. You know what I'm saying? Like only Shawn and Taker was there and Bret. Then you start building Stone Cold, The Rock, and Mankind, and the Mankind, and Triple H. And, all right. 01, when they bought out WCW, that was the whole end of the Attitude Era. It just Ruthless Aggression. I got to figure out when the fuck did that end.
I would say.
Am I right? Am I bugging? Like,
that's pretty good. That's a good synopsis.
I feel like you kind of hit it on the. There's a little. I mean, there's always like a little bit of gray area, but.
And I think 87, 88 was the end of that other the previous period. Like like the Iron Sheiks and the Bob Backlunds and all that kind of shit. Like after that, we now we're going into the Macho, the Hogans, DiBiase, Jake, Andre. Now we go into that Mega Power stuff like in a Warrior.
I think like your point about Ruthless Aggression kind of ending around the PG era. I feel like that's a good window.
That's a long window too, bro.
It was a long window.
Like damn,
it was a long window.
I mean,
do we have a name for this era? Have we decided?
We're not going with the Netflix era.
When did the Ruthless Aggression era end?
Nah, I don't know. I feel like I had a name that I kind of liked.
I would say Ruthless Aggression ended at.
They're saying around 2008.
I would say that's valid.
Then you start getting to the PG era of programming.
That's valid. I would say that's valid.
When did the PG era end?
2015?
2014.
Close.
So yeah, it's like Terrence said. What era are we in? From 2014 and beyond, what has been the eras?
This is the Netflix era.
I think it's. Oh, you know what? There was a. I was calling it the then, now, and forever era.
So we got Golden Age, New Generation, Attitude, Ruthless, PG, the Reality era, and the current new era. So, all right, Golden Age to the early 90s, like I said, New Gen, mid 90s, Attitude, early 2000s. So let's say 01. Ruthless from 02 to 08. PG 08 to 13. Reality 14 to 16. And the new era is pretty much 2016 and now.
That's a long time.
Because that's the NXT developmental, all that.
That's the
See, that's why I call it then, now, forever, because so many of those eras are combining now.
Then, now,
together.
together.
So many of those eras.
But the world is watching.
Flashing.
That's the best intro, by the way.
Oh, I remember that. If you smell for the love of God.
All right, go see a great fight tonight. Andre the Giant, WrestleMania. Yeah, that was last break. Boom, boom, boom. That was it. So
I go for then, now, forever era. But
then, now, forever era.
That I feel like it makes sense. So many of the all the vets are giving back. So many of the it just makes sense to me. But
yeah, I think
we'll figure it out.
I got to figure out what event it was that ended. Like, I know we could say years, but I know for a fact SummerSlam 92 was end of Golden Era. What pay-per-view? The new gem might have ended WrestleMania 13 with Stone Cold and Bret.
Yeah,
that was end of new gen.
Yeah,
Attitude Era was WrestleMania 17.
You're saying that's the last one?
They're telling me PG was 08. I don't know what event you feel like, all right, this is the culmination of everything. And then we're changing the guard. I gotta figure that part out. So I know the first three eras when they ended, just PG reality. If reality ended, you're telling me like 2016? It's not Mania. What's that? 32? WrestleMania 32 was in 2016.
Yeah.
PG was the 13. Was that the Authority era? Probably the SummerSlam with Orton and Daniel Bryan.
God.
After that, you don't see Cena as much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, when Cena started dipping out and acting, that's when you start seeing the guard change.
I also think, and this might be a little, I want to hear your thoughts. I also think that there's a little bit of, we might be missing an era. Because I feel like up until once Roman gets dog food poured on him, everything changed.
Oh God, 2019 was rough for Roman.
That's probably the
there's a you know what I'm saying, like there's a shift right after that though.
Then they went back.
The pandemic happened.
But
the pandemic happening kind of ushered in like a new era for me.
The pandemic era.
Yeah, but that kind of helps us get here. You know what I mean? Like Roman deciding, like, you know what, I gotta be myself. It just launches so much.
Yeah, lock in. Yeah. God, what was it from 2016 to 2018? They went to those then they brought back They started bringing back, celebrities and the crazy.
So I think what they're saying, the reality began in the rise of Daniel Bryan and the Yes movement. And then 2016 at WrestleMania 32 with the whole Authority, Roman, Hunter. Then you get the new era from 16 to 21. Right? So 21 comes in. Then you get the post-COVID-19 period, 21 to 23, which is the Thunderdome and all that. And now, what's the era now? They're just saying what the TKO, the new leadership, TKO, Endeavor, no Vince McMahon. So we're in that era now.
The TKO era?
The TKO.
The rich TKO era?
I don't like it.
Nah.
I don't either. I don't like
we were never in the Titan Sports era. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Jack Tunney? Oh boy.
You say TKO and I'm saying automatically it's not for the fans.
I'm not in love with that.
No.
Oh, I'm not adhering to that.
fellas. I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. So for Raw on Monday, Raw is going to be airing like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon because it's in London. By the time and it's Netflix, so it's not gonna air like on TV. So once it airs and it finishes, it's over. So I don't know if you guys gonna be around at the 6:30 mark, 7 o'clock mark on Monday night. So I'll figure out because to wait another 4 hours to do a show is kind of crazy, as if we're watching it live on TV. So if I have to do it earlier, I'll do it earlier if I can find someone cool. But if not, then maybe we wait till Tuesday night if I can do it following NXT.
I think I can do it Monday because school's off on Monday.
What's on Monday?
Eid.
The fuck is that?
Muslim holiday, you know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Eid Mubarak, my brother.
Eid Mubarak,
sorry, my bad. No, I'm thinking like a parent teacher conference, some shit. I don't know. Holiday.
We had parent teacher conference on yesterday on Thursday. So
boy, I don't miss those days.
But yeah, Eid's on Monday.
Okay. All right. So maybe Monday. That might be what Terrence is.
Yeah, it'll be like 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Maybe we go NXT on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Unless you guys want to rock, you know what I'm saying? I'm always, you know.
I'll see the vibe. I'll see what's up.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out for sure. But anyway, Kenny Holt, Cowabunga _K_E_N, Terrence Watson at Lower East Scribe, Rainy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ, podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Most importantly, go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comments, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Until Monday or Tuesday, we'll figure it out. Myself, Terrence, Kenny Holt. Have a good night, y'all.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Okay. Still going, I think. I pressed stop. Hold on, fellas. Stay right there.
For those still watching, Purdue.
Hold up. Purdue what?
Houston just beat Purdue. So
yo, I thought Purdue was gonna win that. That's why I made the face.
Elite Eight tomorrow.
Yo, we already in the Elite Eight. March is crazy.
March is flying by.
Yeah, Houston. I was like, dang. I didn't know. What a game.
Did it shut off yet?
Nope. Hey, remember 70 degrees tomorrow in New York. You be good. Y'all will get lit. Go to City Island. Don't bring your chairs with you. So you know what I mean about that. So it's all good.
The hell?
Oh wow, you doubled up.
We in the wrestling multiverse. I'm Randy.
This fucking thing. Hold on.